These scenes are of Independence Square, Kiev, capital of Ukraine. The footage you are watching is not from a professional media source. It was taken by an ordinary person with a camera phone. This is a new style of journalism.
People call this citizen journalism. Other people call it collaborative journalism, but really it kind of means this. For the journalists, people like me, it means accepting that you can't know everything and allowing other people through technology to be your eyes and your ears. And for people like you, for other members of the public, it can mean not just being the passive consumers of news, but also co-producing news.
In the modern world, news is being reported at a very quick pace. I travelled to the offices of the Irish Examiner in the earliest hours of the morning to talk with professional journalists about their work. This will give me a better knowledge of how professional media interacts with citizen journalists.
I'm going to be completely honest and just say that we've a lot to learn and we've a lot to do in that regard. At the moment, I suppose we have commenting on the site, which hasn't been rolled out across the site because there are obviously concerns about moderation and about the resource attached to that. But that would be one of the areas that we view citizen journalism. We've tried to make inroads with local colleges where we've asked people to, we've asked interested people to send in video, send in any comments or packages that they feel we could highlight. So I suppose in summary what I would say is that we're learning, but we're very open to the idea that this is a two-way conversation in the modern era. And we've been very good at the one-way conversation, but we haven't been so good at listening to people and to curating that citizen journalism. But it's essential and it will be done in the future.
BreakingNews.ie deals with news as it happens. The use of social media is very important for uncovering news stories almost immediately.
I think social media has very much created a space where there is two-way communication between newsrooms and the public, and that didn't really exist before. If you consider the letters page in a typical broadsheet newspaper, you might get 5 letters a day or 5 to 10 letters a day. At one stage in our comments section alone in BreakingNews.ie, we were getting 1,000 comments a day. Now we've rolled back on that by requiring logins, etc. But commenting on the site is only one way. Now across Twitter, we're talking to our followers on Twitter and also to Facebook, our friends on Facebook, and increasingly, hopefully in Google Plus, we'll start with the commenting there as well. So social media has opened up a huge two-way traffic between newsrooms and the public, which is only positive. It's great.
I'd go further and say it's changed the world. It really has. Of course it has. And I think it's a wonderful thing. If you are truly a Democrat, it means that people have access. People can reveal things that were never revealable before. They can get their voice out there. And I think that's hugely exciting. We've seen much change in the world down to citizen journalists. I wouldn't like to see them replacing professional journalists. I think, again, I'll reiterate, we're not under threat from them. We have to work together, and I think that's a hugely exciting.
With huge amounts of media being uploaded to the internet, who monitors what we see and don't see? Legal issues often arise with material that is uploaded by civilian sources.
Yeah, well, it's exactly the same issues that an editor would be facing in a traditional print medium. One, are we breaking any law if we publish this? So your first consideration has to be the legal issues, which incorporate the same ethical issues. So defamation, obscenity, inciting hatred, all of those issues, which are legal issues and ethical issues, have to be considered first.
With the number of citizen journalists increasing, we must look to the future and what it holds for the relationship between citizens and professional journalists.
I think they're as equally as important as each other. And that may be a bold statement, but I genuinely do believe that the age of established media companies and established media brands talking to people is gone. This has to be a two-way conversation, and I don't like getting talked to, or being told what to do. Nobody really does. So I think what's going to happen is that people will engage with people who are listening. So it's going to be a two-way process. We have to work together, and I'm like a broken record at this stage, but that really motivates me. I'm really excited about that.
There are exciting times ahead for both professional and citizen journalists. With smartphone technology improving every day, as well as other media technologies, images like these, taken by ordinary people, will become a more common sight in news broadcasts.